Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, my name is Awliyaa Zahrahfatin and I'm from English Education Department, Class E, Semester 6. Specifically in this class, in this CCD class, Class C. So today I want to talk about one of those teaching concepts that actually make sense in the real world. I mean, one of those concepts that we have actually learned and make sense. And the topic I'm going to talk about today is scaffolding. You you have probably heard of it because we have talked about this concept in our previous meetings. But today I'm going to break it down how I will actually use it in an Indonesian junior high school classroom, or we simply call it SMP, Sekolah Menengah Pertama. The question is, what is scaffolding? Basically, think of scaffolding like the temporary support. Construction workers used to build a house, and then they have this kind of skeleton that helps the building stands, like that kind of skeleton. And when some people get crash, like traffic crash, and they get into trouble with their walking with their legs, and they get help with those tools, then they slowly learn to walk back. Yeah, so it's simply that kind of helper. Well, these examples in teachings, it's all about the zone of proximal development by Vygotsky, of course. It's that where a student can't quite do a task alone, but with just a little bit of guidance, they can crush it. It's not about doing the work for them, it's about giving them the right tools so they can eventually do it in their own way. So let's move on to the context junior high school in Indonesia. Now, let's bring this to the Indonesian context, specifically in junior high school or SMP. We know that junior high school students are in a tricky transition phase. They are teenagers, they are transitioning, they aren't quite ready yet for the independence of university students, but they are also no longer kids who need constant hand holding. So when it comes to English class, they often feel intimidated by writing or speaking because they are terrified of making grammar mistakes and also simply just mocked by their friends, their peers. So the re- this reality is the challenge itself. So first, that previously was the challenge itself, but I have more challenges that I want to talk about. First, we have our classes that are huge. It's basically 30 to 40 kids in one room. Even in our classes in university, we still have that huge, massive classrooms. It's physically impossible to give every single student one-on-one attention, and also for second, the ability gap is massive. Some kids are already pretty good in English, while others are still struggling with basic vocabulary. If you teach to the middle, like in the middle, you probably will bore the advanced students and leave the struggling ones behind. So how do we solve this? I have got two practical ways to handle it. First, we have graphic organizers. So before I tell them to write an essay or give them a task in writing, I give them a structure like a mind map or a paragraph frame by giving them a skeleton to fill in. So there's the blank page. When they see a blank page, they get this anxiety and they start to feel overwhelmed, like what do I write? But when we give them the mind map or the material verse, they would have this thoughts, like they have the ideas on what they are going to write. And also they would have um, um, pictures on what they're going to write. I'm so sorry. So this blank page anxiety will disappear. So it's a simple scaffold that works wonders and also good. Second, I have peer scaffolding. So this is already talked about in the class by our professor, Mr. Imam. And this is like when you make a group or that consists both advanced students and also the students who are left behind in a group, that you put those two kind of people in a group so they can learn from each other, like the that left behind can learn from the advanced ones, and the advanced ones can tone it down a little bit. So this peer scaffolding is like um, a way to learn better when they're explaining things to each other. But at the end of the day, scaffolding is all about timing. You offer the support when they need it and then slowly pull it back as they gain more confidence. It's a process, but it's worth it. I think that's all from me. That's my take on it. So thanks for watching and good luck. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.